Hey guys, good afternoon. How are you? So earlier today I was in a group chat with a few of my friends and I decided to vent something that's been bothering me for the longest. And this thing that's been bothering me for so long is the situation with my background. So I know I shared my testimony video with you guys and I told you guys hey, daddy's girl growing up, pastor's kid, went rebellious or whatever. And during that time of my out of controlness, drug abuse, and living a crazy fast lifestyle, I got myself into a lot of legal trouble. Now, the reason why I'm posting this video is to just let you guys know, not for any sympathy or anything like that, even though I am currently right now going through a lot because of my background, but I don't want you to feel like, oh, she's just doing this just for that. But I am doing this just to tell you guys, for you young ones out there, if you have a friend, if you have a family member, if you have anybody telling you to do something illegal and you feel like you need to do it, or they're pressuring you to, like, you need to do it, you should not do it. If something in your gut feeling is telling you not to do something and you know it's wrong and you have no need to do it, but they're pressuring you to do it, don't do it. Because the repercussions of that, you're going to have to, first of all, you're going to resent that person for a long time because you're going to feel like they're the cause of what happened. Second of all, you may or may not have to live with the consequences of your action. Okay. Third of all, you may not be able to come back from a full redemption from that action that you've caused. So long story short, I got into some legal trouble where I did insurance fraud and I was in a fake car accident when I was younger. This happened back in 2007, but the case opened up in 2009. And I think in 2007, I may or may not have been a minor. I'm not sure, but either way, I wasn't thinking about it. I just went to the doctor twice and I left the whole case alone. I didn't get like the $3,000 or $5,000. I was like, this is crazy. I ain't got time for this. I just left it alone. Because I just came to visit my mother and I was just like, oh, let me go, I was just chilling. They was like, oh, you should come with us. Come on, do it. I got 3 stacks. I got 5 stacks. You should do it, whatever. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I should do it. They're like, come on. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So I did it. I didn't even want to do it. And then I completely forgot about the whole situation. I'm down south handling a whole different other dispute because my life was out of control anyways. But it was years later. I'm handling like this battery charge that I had down south. And as I'm in court, they're just like, okay, well, there's a warrant out for your arrest anyways. I'm like, warrant out for my arrest for what? Insurance fraud. Insurance fraud? I'm like, what? So I just paid this lawyer $3,500 to beat this battery charge that I had going on with BSO. Now, it took me years just to beat this charge. I finally beat this charge, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm home free. And they're like, well, there's a warrant out for your arrest. They take me in. They put me on a prison bus for like 3 days. And they shipped me off to a whole different county. Now, me being on this prison bus, I got to meet, it's just a whole testimony situation with that. I got to meet a lot of criminals. I got to meet a lot of people that, were wrongfully indicted, supposedly. Like, it was just, you're just meeting a whole lot of other people in there. And then 3 days on the bus, I ended up going to the jailhouse. Long story short, if you guys want me to break down my jailhouse prison stories, I can. But I'm just trying to get to a point today in this small message. So I was just like, okay, I get to the destination. I'm like, there's something wrong. I don't know why they're saying that I did an insurance fraud. I didn't do any insurance fraud. What are you talking about? And they were like, yeah, intentional vehicle crash and da-da-da. I was like, what? So when I finally went to court and I saw the lady, I was like, oh, I do remember her. Whoa. I was like, wasn't I a minor when I did that? Like, how did this even, I was like, how am I even in court for this? And they were like, well, you have 12 co-defendants if you want to take this to trial. And I was like, yeah, I want to take this to trial. They were like, well, you have 12 co-defendants. So I kept pushing it back. And I was like, I'm going to take this to trial, take it to trial. My bunkies that were in there, they were like, you shouldn't take this to trial. You should just take the lesser charge that they're giving you. And that's the best deal that they can give you, is the one right before you go to trial. And I was like, okay, fine. Let's go see what they got to offer me. So I waited right before I went to trial to see what deal they wanted to offer me, and they offered me petty theft. They offered me that because I went to the doctor, because I was in the car accident with the fake car accident, and because I went to the chiropractor twice, they want to charge me. Geico wanted to charge me for the 2 visits. So they said that they would say that I stole from Geico the 2 visits was like, which was $230 something dollars, $37 I think. They want to charge me for the petty theft. They said they would charge me petty theft for those 2 visits that I did to the doctor, and then the whole charge will be dropped to a misdemeanor of petty theft instead of a felony, which is insurance fraud. And I was like, that's the best that you guys have to give me? They was like, yeah, unless you want to take it to trial. And I was like, oh my gosh. Everybody that was in the jail cell, they was like, come on, Ruthie, just take the lesser charge. A lot of these people, they take it to trial and they get something worse. You should just be grateful. You know, you get petty theft. Petty theft is nothing. I got a petty theft and I got a job and da-da-da-da. And I was like, I'm not a thief though. I don't want to get petty theft. I don't want to put that on my record. In my mind, I'm just like, I don't steal. I'm not gonna steal. Like, I mean, I'll be a Robin Hood, but I'm not gonna steal. I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect though. I mean, in this particular case, I did not steal. So I'm just like, what the heck? Going to the doctor twice? This is crazy. So I pled. I was like, all right, fine. If it's gonna take me out of jail, I've been in here for 3 months anyways, going back and forth to court, I'm gonna just plead out. And I was like, maybe God is giving me a sign. I pled out, and I said, okay, fine, no contest, and whatever. So they gave me guilty of the charge. Excuse me, guilty of. They dropped the charges of insurance fraud, false insurance claim. They dropped those, and they gave me petty theft of less than 300, more than 200. They put that on my record, misdemeanor, and I was like, okay. And then they released me when I sat in the jail, so they can do the whole database information to check if I was wanted in any other state or any other area. They shipped me. They found out that while I was in there, the 3 months, I remember I just told you, I just beat a battery charge down south in Broward. And so when they did the search on me, Broward BSO decided to open up my battery charge again because they lost. Okay, they lost. I had a bad of Leo, so they lost that charge against me. So they opened the case back up, changed my last name, and then reopened up the case. They were like, okay, now she's locked up, we can try to fight this case against her again, so let's try to do this again. And I'm like, what? So I called my lawyers and I was like, yo, what's going on? These people, they got me, I just beat them, so why am I going back to court? They was like, man, they just pulled an old school trick and they basically want to convict you. So because you have this other charge that's open, they're trying to use that while you're in jail to try to convict you of this other charge. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? They were like, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that they could do that. They can, but they're sneakily doing it. Guys, I was so pissed off. So I get transferred off to Broward and I have to fight this charge, and I wanted to take it to trial. I gave up my rights. My lawyer was a cokehead. When I got to the Broward Sheriff office, he was like, you're gonna have to pay me $5,000 extra to fight this case for you. I was like, I paid you $3,500. Like, why isn't that? And I was like, no, you tripping. Ain't nobody finna pay you that. Like, whatever. I was very arrogant, whatever. I probably should have got a state pretender by then, because this dude was really on some other mess. But one of the girls with me that was in the elevator as I was coming up, she was like, hey, you need a new lawyer. Your lawyer is a dope head. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, the devil's just trying to get me all, you know, rowdied up or whatever. But it was true. My lawyer was actually a dope head, and I didn't know that. So we took it to trial. When we took it to trial, I bonded out by then, of course. But when we took it to trial, I gave up my right to speak because I felt like I spoke too ghetto at the time, and I felt like I would have been too excited to speak. Like I would have just went off on the officers, because the situation that happened was that they said I attacked them, but they attacked me. So I felt like I would be too ratchet, and I should have had more confidence in myself. But never give up your rights to speak in court. Don't do it. I don't care how ratchet you may sound or whatever, but somebody will understand you. And I gave up my rights to speak in court, and I let my lawyer speak for me. It was horrible. This dude just butchered the whole case. Come to find out that BSO officer paid him what I couldn't pay him to lose the case for me. That's what I conclude, because after the situation happened, they were buddies in the corner. So that really pissed me off. I was just like, what? But thank goodness I had time served, and they ended up putting me on a 5-year probation because of that charge, the battery charge. But later on in life, I found out that after years of applying for jobs, this is 9 years ago, years of applying for jobs, I have not been denied jobs because of my battery or my DUI that I had previously or my suspended license. But I've been getting denied for jobs because of that petty theft and insurance fraud. The one record that I didn't really do but did, I assisted and I was there, I was in the car, but I didn't really do anything. I was just there. And it just really blew my mind, because I was just like, I'm in Florida. So I'm like, yo, it's been over 10 years. And I mean 9 years, and I'm not able to get this off my record. So I try to look up to see how I can get my record still expunged, and I found out if you're guilty of a charge in Florida, you are not allowed to get this record expunged. So I'm really pissed off. So I'm wondering, all right, if I can't get it expunged, maybe I could possibly get it sealed. So we're working on that part. But I've been getting denied for simple jobs, like just the most, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? But my qualifications are to the max. You know, I am a caregiver. I am a property assistant manager, but I can't get my real estate license because of the charge. There's a lot of things that I got my security license taken away. I got my G license taken away. I was in the process of getting my G license. I got that revoked. It's so many things that I got revoked because of these charges. And my whole point of me coming out here to talk to you is because you need to tell your kids, you need to warn yourself, you know, your family, like, don't let people pressure you into doing things that you know is wrong, or don't let yourself pressure yourself, because I cannot blame anybody else. Everybody wants to blame somebody for my stupid decisions. Ain't nobody finna blame nobody. I'm blaming myself, because I was the one that jumped in that car at the end of the day. I was the one that assisted with the crime by being there at the end of the day. And I just thank God, because there's worse crimes that I've done in my life. I'm gonna be honest, because I was a little gangster girl, and being a gangster girl, you know, I thought like I was really doing it. But to be honest, guys, there's worse things that I could have done, that, you know, there's worse things that I've done in my life that I could have got some serious time for, that I didn't get caught. And I thank God for it. And when I was locked up with a lot of these young girls, they were caught for a lot of the things that I used to do, you know, like selling and stuff like that. They like selling drugs or whatever. One girl got like 15 years, I think, 15 to 18 years for putting, I think it was 10 to 15 to 18 years. She put her boyfriend's dope in her purse. Things like that. Like, you know, like I've had, you know, a lot of stuff on me before, and by the grace of God, I got pulled over. I was able to hide the stuff a certain way so I didn't get caught. Like, I used to run the streets and, you know, serve and do a whole bunch of stuff. So by the grace of God, I did not get caught, and I just thank God for it. So maybe this is just my karma coming back, you know, biting me on the butt. Like, hey, you could have went to jail for a lot of things, but this is what you have to deal with. But even so, I still think that there's a period of time. I know everybody was saying like, oh, 10 years, you should have a break or whatever. That's so beautiful, and that's so promising that we think that society and life and the judicial system is like that. But to be honest, it's not. It's not. When you go through the records and you see what you can actually get expunged and sealed, you'd be surprised that it's next to almost none. If you are found guilty of a crime, you cannot get most of these things expunged or sealed. I'm still doing investigations on it to see what all I can get expunged or sealed, because it's extremely tedious to keep going through this. But I put myself in a situation. Yeah, I was under the influence of drugs and alcohol, and I was living a crazy lifestyle, but the judges in them, they don't really care when it comes to that. Except, I'm not gonna lie, I had one judge that really did. She did give me a chance. When I kept having these issues, she was like, Ruth, tell me why I shouldn't, you know, send you to jail for VOPing. And I was like, I'm trying my best. And then the last time I saw her, I told her, you know, I have a relationship with Christ now, and I'm changed, and I think I could do better. I know I can do better. And she said, you know what? I'm just going to terminate this probation. And she terminated my probation. But I was able to get my license back after 5 years. So, yeah, I know I shared my video of my testimony of me being a pastor's kid and living rebelliously and everything. But at the end of the day, there's still repercussions that I still have to face. There's still responsibilities that I have to face for my actions, and it hurts because now that I'm older, I'm 32 years old, I have a toddler, I'm pregnant with another child, and I would love to work and do certain things like in a consistent job income. I know people are like, you're so lucky that you don't have to work, but my family background, the women in my family, we love to work. We work, and we're not lazy beings. We love to put in. We like to help our spouses. And the fact that I'm not able to help my spouse with an income is really driving me nuts. So if you guys would just support my channel, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any family members, or if you have any tips for me as far as in the state of Florida with these convictions that I have, to try to help me get my record sealed or expunged, because I don't know what to do. This is like me coming out like in full view, like about my past, and it's like I have no other choice but to like come out and do this. And I don't know if God prepared this whole thing for me just to come out on YouTube and just be 100% thorough with you guys, just to, you know, show who I really am. Because it was years before YouTube even started, I was already documenting my life. Like, it was just so surreal to me. Like, why am I documenting my life right now? This is so weird. But even when I was going through my mess, I was documenting my life. Like, hey, this be your girl Sassy. That used to be my old name, my old dance name. I would come out, and my husband has the old footage that he found on a computer somewhere. But like, maybe this is what the motivation that I need to just get me out here to talk to you guys, because I've been through so much, and there's so many stories and testimonies in me that I can give you to help you. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing, to be out here and be in forefront, because I really don't have a choice. Like, I'm big bellied. Look it, I'm big bellied right now. My toddler's taking her nap. I'm married, and I'm thankful for that, you know, but there's so much more things that I want to do, and I feel so restricted in my full capabilities. And it don't matter how Christian you are, whatever. Yes, God can do it, but you're still going to have certain struggles that you need to overcome, and there's still consequences to your actions. After I got saved, it took me 5 years to get my license back, and I had to take a whole bunch of, I had to take a DUI class, I had to take a drug and alcohol class, I had to take a anger management class, I believe, in the same thing, I think. I'm not sure. They were all in the same spectrum. They put you all in there, and I had to pay for it. I had to get a ride to the probation office every day for 5 years. I mean, not every day. I'm sorry, I'm lying. Every month for 5 years, I had to get a ride to the probation office. I had to start over with my life, you know. So it's not like I'm just not like, you know, like, oh, this is all fun for me. No, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this life that I've lived because of my choices. And I'm saying this to tell you, like, you are responsible for your life, no matter what. Yes, God is grateful, he's gracious, but karma still knows an address. Grace can revoke karma. Grace can cover you from certain karmas, you know. And because even the Bible believes in karma. He believes in you reap what you sow. So grace sometimes can be like, okay, I know your heart in the situation, you didn't really mean it, I can cover you some here. But certain things we just have to go through because of how we put ourselves in certain situations, and it's just life, or just life. Even if you didn't, excuse me, sorry, life just happens. I don't want to keep this video too long. If you guys have any questions or comments, just put them down below. And guys, I guess I'm gonna be on this journey with you guys to try to figure this thing out. Any questions about my past or my background, let me know. But I'll be coming up here to try to talk to you guys as much as I can. I'm just so shocked right now. I'm so pissed off. I cursed like 3 times today. Lord, I repent for cursing, but I was so pissed off. I could not believe, when you keep going for job interviews, when you keep getting denied for jobs that you know you are fully qualified for, it hurts. And it's like for the same thing, and it's like, are you serious? And then when you try to get it expunged or sealed, they come and tell you, oh, you can't because, you know, this record. Like, are you, I know God's gonna make a way, but until then, I'm gonna be chilling right here talking to you guys. I'm gonna stay positive because I know God is working in the background. He's working something out for me and my family. But that's all I want to say. Y'all, just be careful. Don't put yourself in dangerous situations. If you know it's illegal, just stop. If you hang with people that's doing illegal activities, just move away from them. It's not worth it, because they may not get caught and you might just be the one to get caught. Because the other people, not the 12 co-defendants, but the person that was encouraging me to go do that, he's chilling right now. He did nothing happen to him. He has his $5,000 or $3,000. He's chilling. He got it over with. I didn't even get the money. I just went to the doctor twice and just kept going on with my life. And then bam, this little thing for me jumping in that car, going to the doctor twice, has been hindering me for the last 12 years of my life. So there you have it. So that's it, guys. That's all I want to talk about. You guys have a great evening, and comment down below. Thank you.